Family outings in nature are the #1 cause of children growing up to love the outdoors. Being outside stokes the curiosity and imagination of young children, and sparking that interest, spending time together, and creating memories are exactly what the Cornea family is doing today.
Sure, we are in the Silver Island Mountains, about 2 hours west of Salt Lake City. And we're on the Lamus Peak area, so we hiked up an old mining trail and then came down a wash and did a rappel to get back to the car. So I've been canyoneering since the mid-90s. Some years that was as high as about 80 plus canyons a year. Fluctuates, but I love the desert and the canyons, and so I've done canyons both in the desert but also in Europe and in South Africa, and it's just a passion of mine. It's a great way to explore the world.
Adults pass their passions down to the younger generation through attention, engagement, and education. Ryan and Diane hope to give Ruby that sense of wonder and admiration for the outdoors through regular hikes, camping trips, and excursions.
Well, we shoot for once or twice a month year-round. In the winters, fall, winter, and spring, it's the desert, and in the summer, sometimes it's the mountains, but the desert's my first love, so that's where we end up most of the time. West Desert or Southern Utah Desert, it doesn't matter.
I love so much about it. I love seeing the things that Ruby discovers while we're hiking. Today when we started out the hike, she pointed to a really large spider, which is really cool to see. It's really fun with a kid and definitely changes everything to do these hikes with a kid. And I also just love rocks, so anytime there's a chance to scramble on something, I'm always really happy. We need to make sure it's a positive experience. It's probably either building up to it and making sure that there's something really fun and easy to play with, like being along a stream, being in a really muddy area, somewhere with rocks, just something that's going to be a good kids' playground.
The West Desert may lack the red rocks of the South, but it gives you many more opportunities to find solitude on the trail. And really, that's what getting into nature is all about, leaving behind the trappings of day-to-day life so that you can find other things which are just as valuable.
For me, the value is very much unplugging from the world. We're not looking at buzzing phones, we're not hearing noise, we're really focused on the natural world. Ruby, this morning as we were driving out, made a comment, oh look, the sky looks like a rainbow, because the sun was coming up and the sky was changing colors. And to me, that's really an important thing for a kid to have those experiences and to learn how to climb rocks and get dirty and play in the mud. And it's really time that we're focused on each other, having big adventures together.
Everybody that's lived here for a long time definitely sees areas getting more crowded over time, but how much public land there is and the fact that you can still get to places where you can have it to yourself. When our 5-year-old stopped talking, it was just total silence, and that's really neat.
Not one to be content with just experiencing the outdoors, Ryan created an incredible resource with information about canyoneering and hiking trips all over Utah and beyond.
I started Road Trip Ryan. It's been under several different names over the years, but I started in about 2006, and it's grown to have lots of adventures all over the state and beyond, and I hope people check it out. We've got 12,000-foot peaks. We've got red sandstone deserts. We're in limestone today, so we've got limestone peaks and deserts, and there's just an incredible amount of diversity in the state. A lot of times it does feel hard to get everything packed and camping gear and hiking gear and all that, but do it, just do it too. It's easy to say, oh, we're tired this weekend, we don't want to get out, it's a lot of work. Very few trips I've ever regretted, but it's absolutely worth it, at least for us.
In the state of Utah, getting outdoors is always worth it. For this week's Where To, I'm Will Oxley.